Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Kaiju Hachigo episode 9, in which, I don't know, we're probably gonna have an introduction to the red big monster. Whether we're gonna fight him this early on or not, I guess that remains to be seen. Yeah. Anything else? No, I think that's it. I think that's it. So, a bit of housekeeping. This episode is a little bit early. Yeah, I wish. It's a little bit late. A day late, if you didn't notice. That's because yesterday I had my birthday. I even have some balloons here. So I spent the whole day with friends, eating some cake, watching some Nicolas Cage movies, and then I devoted the rest of the day to building Legos that I got for a gift. So, I couldn't really record it, but now here I am recording. Anything else for housekeeping? No, I think that's it. So, the previous episode, what exactly happened then? We had the rest of the fight of Kafka and Soshiro, and Kafka didn't win, but neither did Soshiro. Kafka used some basically a smoke screen, punching the ground really hard to create a cloud of dust and disappear in it to run away. So that's good. He survived, and Soshiro survived as well. The fight gave us a little bit more insight into just how strong Soshiro is. If the fight were to go for a little bit longer, without Kafka putting his all into this fight, then Kafka, chances are he would have died. And if Kafka were to actually give it his all, chances are Soshiro would have, or they would have just annihilated each other. That's also a possible outcome. Soshiro was actually very close to defeating Kafka, right? He cut into him right next to the core. So now they know where the core of number 8 is, and that's not a very good knowledge to have for them. Not very good for Kafka, that is. At the same time, the fight got a little bit of additional insight for Soshiro. Soshiro noticed that number 8 doesn't fight like a kaiju, that it fights like a human, right? Takes the stance and punches. That's something that's learned, not instinctual, so it cannot just be a regular old kaiju, right? Something's amiss. Additionally, the kaiju, Kafka, didn't really try to kill him at any point, right? Kafka aimed for Soshiro's weapon to disarm him, not for him, although he had an opening, so why would he do that? That's a big question, and I hope they do eventually have that little bit of talk, little bit of brainstorming about what's the deal with number 8, what's the deal with number 9, how are they different, why are they different, who they are, yada yada yada, stuff like that. I'd very much like for that to happen. Then we had a scene at the hospital where they had to convince Iharu, or not Kafka, it was Reno, who mentioned that, oh, thank you for saving me, Kafka senpai, Hibino senpai, I guess, and Iharu heard it, and of course Iharu is not the brightest tool in the shed, so they were able to easily lie their way out of this predicament, so that's good. And then we had a party, a big party, thrown by by Haruichi, I think. Yeah, by Haruichi, who apparently is like an heir of some rich family who decided that, no, Dad, I will not take over the family business. I want to fight the good fight, and so he went to become a soldier at the anti-kaiju corps. That was his dream, that was his ambition, his aspiration. He still has the family money, he still has the family contacts, so very much. What's the male equivalent of an Ojo-sama? Not by demeanor, but by stature. Stature. That's the correct word to use here. Standing. No, not that. I think no stature. Stature refers to physique, doesn't it? Whatever, doesn't matter. You know what I mean. During that During that party, some people got some things to air out, some of their grievances. Well, maybe not quite grievances, but rather, hey, you did something wrong, and I'm gonna tell you how to do it better. And exchanging of information. Yeah, that's what transpired there. That was a very nice bonding moment. Then came an announcement that Kafka officially has become an officer of the force, no longer just a trainee. He was recognized for his deeds, he was recognized for his help, being a field scientist essentially, and he got the recognition he deserved. He is now a fully blown member of the group, of the team, of the party. Even got to meet Mina one-on-one, and had to do a couple of push-ups because of course, being friends is one thing, but there is also a military order there, and you do best to not stand out of it. You do best to not fraternize yourself. That's the word here. Probably not. With your superiors, basically, don't speak to them lightly. And Kafka did. Mina, of course, liked it very much, right? Because she knows that he remembers, and now he knows that she remembers. But the military order is military order, so he had to have a little bit of a penalty. And then Kafka ran into Soshiro training, replaying the fight with number 8 from memory, essentially, and trying to figure out what did he do wrong, what could he have done better, training specifically for any future encounters with number 8. So hopefully Kafka either doesn't run into the situation where he's gonna have to fight Soshiro anymore, or he somehow grows stronger. We don't know how can he grow stronger as a kaiju. Is it just getting familiar with the form? Can he do some, does maybe physical training as a human influence his power as a kaiju? We don't know exactly how that works, but he's gonna have to do something to grow stronger. And the whole episode ended with the weird red, samurai beetle-looking kaiju dude arriving, standing on the back of a flying kaiju, and that's where it cut. So I'm assuming that's either our next villain or that's our temporary antagonist, while the Kaiju King number 9 is recuperating. Maybe number 9 also got a new body. That's also something that happened, and something that will probably be of import soon-ish. I need to thoroughly wash my glasses, I think. Just cleaning them with microfiber cloth. Not do it anymore. Oh well. So, that's where we are, and in today's episode I expect either the first fight with the red, or I expect the red to appear. Just number 10, I guess, would be the designation. Maybe just appear, cause some havoc, and the next episode will be the fight. Yeah, episode 10, 11, fight, episode 12, an epilogue. That could work. That's 12 episodes for this show. Yes, not 13, alas. So, I guess without further ado, we should just start watching and see where exactly does the plot with the red arrival goes, right? Shall we? To do that, we will need your subs, of course, to follow along with me. I'm gonna need my sound to hear what's going on in the show, and I'm gonna have to ask you for support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon, YouTube down below, or not. Share my content, spread the word. It costs you nothing and helps a lot. And with that, we can start watching episode 9 of Kaiju number 8 in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, reading the reports. Oh, we're gonna have to read that later on. I guess he's reading reports that number 8 never actually attacked any humans. Yep, sure did. Yeah, I really have the vibe, feel the vibe that there is some sort of a third party involved. No? Oh, I thought it's maybe Soshiro connecting the dots, but no, it's just Kafka reminiscing. And landing. Yeah? Or sirens. Oh. A barrage. Okay, I guess that also works. Interesting that. Uh, well, I wanted to say that it's interesting that the kaiju have become smart enough to figure out where is the origin of their troubles, so to speak, right? Where's the headquarters of the organization that hunts them down? But I guess it makes sense with human kaiju, right? Or kaiju humans. I guess there's like two kinds of those hybrids, right? The number 9 would be a human kaiju, while Kafka would be a kaiju human, or the other way around, right? Some are humans turned into kaiju, some are kaiju somehow turned into humans. I don't know if that's also through the weird parasite thing, or is it like a natural evolution, maybe? Hard to tell. We really don't know enough about the kaiju, do we? We know absolutely nothing about the parasite. It's never come up again. Raid on Tachikawa Base. Is it kaiju landing in like drop pods, or is it like barrage of attacks? Okay, so kaiju landing probably. Yeah, that's a lot. Not quite in the eights like Kafka, but still. Yeah, whole entire Honju. Don't seem to be accompanied by any Yoju. Where would she be? Yeah, it's a targeted attack. They're targeting specifically your base. Time to henshin. Okay, at least they know that it's an already existing archetype. Why? What's wrong with wyvern types? Hmm. Hmm. Right. Someone's controlling them. Yep. The Red Knight, or whatever moniker we give him. Target sighted. That sounds like he has orders. Orders from 9, or from some sort of a third party. Or is he just the archetype who just goes after the strongest opponent? Okay, so an even match for Kafka. And probably an even match for Soshiro. Dodge? Damn. Okay. That's a strong punch. Dodge, of course. What are you after exactly? Besides, like, destroying the headquarters of their enemy. Just looking for a strong opponent, or... Yeah, don't get distracted. Well, you better dodge. Okay, that was a very nice impact frame. Huh, tougher than Kafka. Have they been buffed by the Scream? Or what's going on with those wyverns? I guess strong frontal armor, but where their wings are attached, it has to be malleable for the wings to be able to move. So the armor can't be as tough and thick. Actually makes sense. They're really working well together. Just don't die. Oh shit! Yeah, the wyverns also working together. Yeah. Yeah, they're no longer solitary fighters. Punch them really hard. Oh, she has her axe? Okay. Yeah, I mean, just crack the armor. Easy. Hell yeah. Ah, worry not, Kikoru is here. Yeah, I mean, you've shown a great prowess with melee weapon. Oh, like straight up third most powerful. No, like vice captains or team leaders or anybody that would be stronger than her. Huh. Okay. That's a dope axe. Oh, it suits you perfectly, my dear. It actually suits you perfectly. Okay. Uni organ is like the thing that they have on their heads that can produce like laser beams, right? Or is that a general term for organs that produce any sort of like supernatural effects? Be it a shockwave or a laser beam or whatever else. Yeah, don't get too cocky. Okay. Yeah, nobody else is really needed. Yeah, maybe don't lick kaiju blood. You're gonna end up like Kafka. Oh, ice rounds. Right, makes sense. Was it Kafka shooting? Or Reno? Reno, okay. Yeah, he really likes those cry rounds. I guess he would be the fourth strongest, or soon to be. Just decapitation move. Okay. That was a very nice showcase of Kikoru's powers. Right, look for openings, call in Kikoru. Yeah, working together. The red one, yep. Oh, where'd you get the cut from? Are we gonna need Kafka's help? Oh, the nice, like, stereo sound went from left to right. Yes, very much so. Intelligent. And sure, it might very well be. It's probably the archetype of an antagonist who is just looking for a strong opponent, right? That's how it reads to me. You're not gonna close those doors. Behind you. Oh, is that a thing? If a kaiju eats a strong opponent, they grow stronger? Is it perhaps a way for Kafka to level up? Like, kill this dude and eat his core? Oh, he hasn't unleashed his full power yet. Yeah? You can go completely wild. Oh, okay, we're somewhere else fighting the wyverns. Okay, partial transformation. He figured it out. That's good. Want it shown as some sort of an abnormality on the data readouts they have at the HQ? Yeah, just a little bit. He learned how to use kaiju technology, right? There's no lie in that. Yeah, Kikoru. That's an amazing sight. I mean, yeah, sure. But, you know, when push comes to shove, right? Should Soshiro fail at containing the Red Knight, Kafka's gonna have to step in. Oh, it's them. And paratroopers to boot, okay. Another team. Okay, so I guess they're more decentralized than I thought. Not like all of them being based here. I guess at least like one team per prefecture or one group, platoon, whatever you want to call it, right? It would make sense to spread them across the country. Across the world, really, but I assume like other countries have their own units. Okay, we still have some time. Okay, I guess Kafka's not really needed. Mm-hmm. Is it though? Yeah. Not as easy as you thought, eh? Yeah, he doesn't need to. He can just slice right through your exoskeleton. Where core, though? Quick regeneration. Don't give him the time to regenerate. Yeah, he really is just looking for rivalry. Where the fuck did he come from, though? Oh, there's the core. It's not the size that matters, it's how you use it. Did he, though? Did he, though? Magnitude 9 or something? Oh? Did the magnitude... Okay! Sure! Alright! We're doing a fucking Rita Repulsa growth beam. That doesn't follow conservation of mass. Poisonous gas? Or just smoke? Okay, just steam. Ten? 9? 11? Nine? Okay. I mean, that's manageable. I think Kafka ranked at like 9.6-ish, right? Okay, so I guess Kafka is getting involved after all. Oh, it would actually be dope. Oh, it would be super dope seeing Kafka fight alongside Soshiro. Right? Like Soshiro making this like split-second decision of, okay, this number 8 is fighting this motherfucker, isn't fighting me. So I'm also gonna be fighting number 10. We're gonna fight it together. When number 10 is down, if I have to fight 8, sure, so be it. But right now we have a common enemy, so let's, focus on that. It would be so fucking dope seeing Soshiro fight hand in hand with number 8. I hope that's what they're going for here. Without like revealing Kafka's secret or anything like that. But just establishing that number 8 is actually helping humanity. This is the perfect moment to do that. This is legit the perfect moment. Alternatively, they could subvert it and not have Kafka be involved, but rather Soshiro, maybe with Kikoru's help, still being able to defeat this one. We'll see, I guess. We'll see. Anything after credits? No. Alrighty, right. Let's watch it again, shall we? Yes, we shall. Of course we shall. As we always do. What do we have here? A report of our hypothesis. This analysis is the result of work by the science team of the Defense Force 3rd Division, which specializes in neutralization missions. The information that forms the basis for this hypothesis and analysis was gathered by the Defense Forces intelligence teams as well as cooperative civilian organizations. Status of pursuit. The Defense Force made attempts to gather more information to prevent further damage, but failed to discover the target. Yodo neutralization teams gathered at the hospital from a pursuit force, expanding their search radius, but failed to discover the target. The Defense Force designated this Kaiju a long-term neutralization target and gave it the designation Kaiju No.8. It was designated a nationwide pursuit target and became the first Kaiju that the Defense Force ever failed to neutralize. Second encounter. The second encounter occurred during the Sagamihara neutralization operation performed by the 3rd Division. After the defeat of the fungal type Kaiju, the mission has shifted to neutralizing the remaining Yoju. At this point, communication was lost with several rookie officers. With Kafka, probably because he henshined. As biological monitoring systems went offline as well. Okay, so that explains why nobody figured out that Kafka transformed, right? Biological monitors went offline, so nobody was able to notice that something went awry with him. Okay, I like it, giving us some additional, very much needed context. Their unit began to search for them. Members of the search party discovered 2 of the officers who were experiencing communication failures, as well as a humanoid kaiju. Immediately afterwards, a mysterious shadow launched an attack at the officers, which struck the humanoid kaiju instead. The mysterious shadow escaped. The humanoid type, which remained, was identified as No.8 due to its physical description. An attempt was made to neutralize it, which failed. The unit recovered 2 wounded officers, and another unit initiated a pursuit of Kaiju No.8. It may possess the ability to enlarge the size of its entire body. Descriptions of a mouth large enough to swallow a person whole and octopus-like legs indicate it may possess transformational abilities. No mention of how it doesn't seem to pose a assessment that it doesn't seem to go after humans. I guess it might still be too early for them to notice. I guess they're still like writing it off as a coincidence or a whim, maybe. But yeah, a lot for Soshiro to think about. What's happening to the kaiju? That's actually a very good question. Very, very good question, what's happening to them. And I would very much like to have an answer. I still strongly suspect there's some sort of a third party involved. Aliens, shadow government, deities, whatever. I've no clue. Something, though. There's something that created those parasites, and some of them got into humans and turned them into hybrids, and some of them got into kaiju and turned them into hybrids. A raid on Tachikawa base. Right, so they're dropping from the sky, not bothering to land, but rather themselves becoming projectiles. Fortitudes above 6, so Honju. Interesting that they have no like Yoju support with them. I guess it makes sense from both the perspective of the Red Knight, right? He probably wants the strong and align himself with the strongest, so he won't use the small fry because that would be maybe dishonorable, or it would show his weakness, right? Why would he seek the help of weaklings if he himself is not weak? Maybe something like that. That's usually the case. Yeah, everybody is a Honju, and they can just explode buildings apparently. Hoshino is away. I wonder why. Has it been mentioned? I don't think so. Wyvern type kaiju. Apparently solitary. But now they're working together, so they've been brought together by a humanoid kaiju. Is it the innate ability of humanoid kaiju? Are there like the next evolution step or so? It's like a hierarchy where like Yoju are subservient to Honju and Honju are subservient to humanoid kaiju, something like that. If so, that begs the question, could Kafka maybe order kaiju around? Or maybe he cannot, because he's a human turned kaiju, not the other way around. Would be interesting if that was actually the difference. What's on my hair? Some dust? What? They're always alone, right? But now they showed up together. And they're working as a group, so of course they need someone to coordinate those efforts because they're not intelligent enough to have pack behaviors. Incredibly powerful leader indeed. Yeah, really seems to be looking for the strongest. 8-3, that's Dai Kaiju. Dodged it indeed. Yeah, it's just a, finger flick. And it essentially just created a bullet of like compressed air, like a mantis shrimp. You pass. Where's the... No, not here. There was that one impact frame that I wanted to see again. Very interesting eye. Opens with like teeth and stuff. I really like the kaiju designs here. I still do have a question about the nature of the red one. Is it kaiju turned humanoid, or is it probably not a human-turned kaiju, right? Like those teeth make me wonder, because he doesn't have just sharp fangs, but rather has a layer of inner human-ish flat regular teeth, and then there is fangs in front. So it kind of makes the makes the illusion, not illusion, but it gives it the look of like a human being inside with a Venom costume on the outside, essentially, right? Regular teeth inside, and there's just, you know, rubber fangs on the outside as a costume. That kind of made me think that it might be a human, another human turned kaiju like Kafka, but maybe not. No, that's not the impact frame yet. Punches like a meteor strike indeed. Oh, yeah, that was it. Holy shit. First of all, like, great animation with some really cool use and really cool use of smears. They're essentially like hiding, well, not fully, kinda. Right? Like, instead of drawing the hand move, they just draw a smear, and it's super easy to not have to animate the entire hand, because the smear itself just creates the illusion of, you know, strike happening. And I wonder, is the preview actually, like, too... whatchamacallit? Too translucent? I think it might actually be. Can I color correction? Yeah, let's make it a little bit more opaque, if I could. Did it work? I think it should have. Whatever, doesn't matter. I'm not gonna, you know, screw around with it more. But yeah, like, really cool use of smears here. Then again, the arms are still moving. There's still like proper animation to the monster. It's not like just a static torso with just smears drawn for hands. No, the arms are actually moving, but they're moving a little bit less than they would have to without smears. Very good, very creative use of this technique. I like it. I really do like this entire like fight sequence. Also, again, massive props for not using CG here for those like important fights. I think some of those tiny little yoju that appeared en masse every now and then, those like mushroom mobs, I think those were CG. But for like big important fights, none of that. Many shows early on show like, you know, fully drawn 2D, properly drawn, rendered fight scenes to draw the viewer in, and then somewhere along the line they just swap it out for CG. Not the case here. They're committed. They're committed. They're using, again, some, you know, some creative techniques to make it easier on themselves, with those smears, for example, and making the fight in general fast enough where they don't need to like draw the entire in-betweens, because the arm just moves from like here to here in a single frame, so they don't need to draw this, right? Because it's just 2 frames. Cool. But yeah, impact frames, that's what I wanted to see here. Oh, missed it. First, we are... What's exactly going on here? Here, the Red Knight is on the left. Here we see him on the right. And then this, like, mostly incomprehensible... I wonder if this might be a frame, like a single window from the manga? Maybe, I'm not sure. That's why the Red King would be on the right. And this with Soshiro's slashes. Cool. Very cool impact frame. Skin tougher than number 8. Right, that's an issue. Kafka jumping in with crucial information again. Right. hit the back, because that's where the wings are, that's where the skin needs to be moving to allow for the movement of the wings, so that's where the armor will be the thinnest, the easiest to pierce through. Problem is, those monsters don't work solitarily anymore. They're no longer loners. They work in pairs, just as the soldiers here do, to cover each other's backs. They get their orders from the Red Knight and they obey. We can't get behind them, then how? Well, brute force. That's how. That's how. Oh, that's cool. I always like this effect of like a punch, for example, creating this like long smear and a bunch of like circles or magical circles or something like that behind. It's always such a cool effect. And just like that, not even any contact. Just the shockwave itself was enough to crack the armor completely open. I thought that maybe Kikoru will be playing a little bit of a support role here, right? Running around and just cracking the armor on those kaiju so that her fellow combatants, her fellow fighters can pierce through their weak, soft flesh easier. But no, she's just completely finishing this kaiju off. Use my unstoppable power, yep. Unmovable wall, meet unstoppable power. Izumotech. That's Haruichi's family company. Amazing track for her. Amazing pose as well. To smash right through their front armor. Kikoru is great. Kikoru is great. And she's going to be the third strongest in the base. This is such a cool pose. Honestly, her billowing in the wind, one leg slightly higher, the other arm not even like holding the axe, but just, you know, posing for a shot. Her face could use to be a little bit less wonky here because it's a little bit, you know, low res and background-ish, but still an amazing fucking pose. Axe 01112 0112 03 Izumotechs. One thing I don't like, it's such an ugly weapon, doesn't suit me. Oh, it suits you perfectly. It suits you perfectly, Kikoru. Your raw, unadulterated power. Pull the trigger to turn on that power and it'll release shockwaves. Right. Generating a shockwave behind you when taking an action. So different like usages of the shockwave. She can smash from up or from below and create like a shockwave projectile. She can use it to create like a wide shockwave, stuff like that. Very versatile weapon. Good. Cool. Usage 2, frontal shockwave on impact. To maybe she's not able to crack the armor in the front, right? But it will just scramble the innards of the kaiju and they will blow out of his back. Cool. Great attack. It's perfect for your aggressive, overbearing personality. Indeed. Match made in heaven, truly. Just don't lick the kaiju blood, please. And of course, Reno proving to be... Oh! She did not refer to him per Ichikawa. First name basis. Without any honorifics. Huh? Interesting. Like everybody refers to him per Ichikawa. To her per Shinomiya. Even Reno refers to her per Shinomiya. But she's like on first name basis with him. Interesting. And of course, Reno is probably on a fast track to being the fourth strongest person in the base. Maybe not through his like sheer might alone, but through his, you know, ingenuity maybe of figuring out to use cryo rounds to stop the flying enemy from flying. If it can't move its wings, it's gonna fall down to the ground. Makes perfect sense. And yeah, they will make a really good a really good team here, right? Reno shooting the targets down, Kikoru jumping in and finishing them off. Yeah, continued fight with the red one. It is strong indeed. And it is enjoying the fight. Yeah, those teeth, they really made me think, really made me wonder. Maybe it's just nothing. Maybe it's just, just an artistic choice to show even more of an otherness of this kaiju, where it not only has 2 rows of teeth like a shark, but it also has 2 rows of different teeth, right? How crazy, how unusual, how weird is that? Maybe, or maybe there's something more to that. I'm not sure. It's an emotion kaiju aren't supposed to have. Actually, that again makes me think that 10 might actually be a human turned kaiju. 9 is kaiju turned human and doesn't exhibit any emotions. It's calm, cold, analytical. Even when something happens to his body, he's like, curious, you struck me in my weak spot. Thank you. I will know for the future to protect this spot more, right? No anger, no pleasure, no nothing, no emotions, no feelings. But this one is feeling emotions, and Kafka is feeling emotions. It really makes me think that 10 might be a human turned kaiju. Do I have it noted anywhere? I don't think so, actually. So let's note it that number 10 is human turned kaiju like Kafka. We didn't even really hear of any kaiju having goals or motivations or ambitions or anything like that. The number 9 mostly operates on the basis of, like, it's an obvious thing for the kaiju to fight humans. There isn't really any, like, goal or plan. It's just we strong, you weak, weak die, right? That's the vibe I was getting, at least. Meanwhile, 10 seems to have the aspiration of fighting the strongest possible opponent and winning. It's not only emotions, it's goals and aspirations. I wonder if it's something that might have stuck around from when he was a human. I wonder if there's maybe a backstory, like he was a boxer or a karate master or something, and he fought all of the strongest opponents, and he had a dream of fighting the strongest one, and that kind of continued in his kaiju form. Maybe. I mean, that's certainly a possibility. We'll see. Even most kaiju can't fight me like you do. And also, he has no love for other kaiju, right? He's not like 9, who would see a wounded kaiju and be like, oh, what have they done to you, you poor thing? I will help you, I will heal you, and I will make you grow, and you will fight, right? Meanwhile, 10, absolutely no love for them. He only cares about strength. If it's strong, me fight. If I stronger, good. If it's stronger, also good. But it not stronger, me strongest. So again, makes me think that it's very, very human. Like, paradoxically, it's less human for number 9 to be so coldly concerned about the kaiju, essentially in a way of not emotional concern, but rather like pack mentality. And, I'm the leader of the pack, I have to take care of the pack, kind of sort of thing. Meanwhile, number 10 doesn't give a fuck about kaiju, feels different than kaiju. Kaiju are just things to fight if I'm bored, utilize to help me get when I need to go, fulfill my goals, fulfill my aspirations, my ambitions. They're tools to be used, not packmates. Feels otherness from the other kaiju, I feel. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Can't wait to Ichi and get even stronger. Right. Eating enemies makes kaiju stronger. I wonder if it might be a trait of just human kaiju hybrids, maybe, because we have not seen this behavior exhibited by other kaiju, right? Like, you'd expect during a fight, for example, if a Yoju notices that there is 15 of his fellows fallen, then it would jump at their corpses, eat their cores, and go stronger, perhaps even into a Honju, right? Something like that to happen. But no, nothing like that happens, so maybe it's something specific to the hybrids. You really are strong, indeed. Here in the training grounds, I don't have to worry about hurting the officers if I go all out. Right, full 92%. Partial transformation, very useful skill for Kafka to have. Yep, just transforming his legs. Anything else? No, just his legs, I think. And using super speed to get there fast and save his comrade. Kafka is growing in his ability to manipulate and utilize his kaiju powers. First, it was his increased mastery of transfiguration, whatever we want to call it. Now it's partial transformation, right? He's growing more and more used to his powers, and I wonder whether the theory that I had before, and I have noted down, will actually come true, and when that he starts questioning his own nature. How much of me is really human, how much of me is really kaiju, right? Am I slowly starting to feel more comfortable in my kaiju skin, right? Stuff like that, maybe. Yeah, Hikaru, in the nick of time. Kafka didn't need to reveal himself, thankfully. When did they learn to work together like that? I don't know, man. You tell me. You tell me, honestly. And more units have arrived from all across the country, I assume. So now wiping those wyverns should be very, very easy. This one, not so much. This one's gonna pose some problems. We're gonna win this fight. Yeah, don't get cocky, Soshiro. Really don't get cocky here. Nice rotating shots. Without CG either. Like, those like rotating camera shots usually are done with the help of CG, for example, for the backgrounds. Not here. Again, very spare use of CG in this show, and I very much appreciate it. Cross slasher, wild slasher, just like that. Yeah, he doesn't need to aim at the gaps. We're having another Kafka doing nothing moment here, right? Just like Kafka got distracted by the other soldiers and didn't react to number 9 regenerating and running away. Here we have Soshiro, who stands there like a stump, just watching number 10 regenerate. From an artistic and narrative point of vision, that makes sense, right? It's a cool moment. You want to show a cool moment like that. Of course, it makes sense from a narrative standpoint. We can't have this big bad enemy go down this easily, right? It makes sense from those points of view, absolutely. But it doesn't make much sense from the like in-world point of view, where I can understand Kafka getting distracted, but Soshiro, elite of the elite, right? I guess it might just be working on anime time, essentially. Like, in reality, it just took a split second, but for us to see it all, it had to be drawn out a little bit more, so Soshiro didn't really have a time to react, maybe something like that. But still, But still. Rivals, 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 rivals. Yeah, he really wants to fight someone strong. He has motivation, he has aspiration, he has emotions. This is not it. I was wondering what's wrong with Kafka. I was thinking that maybe number 10 emits a strong enough control scream signal that it's affecting Kafka as well. I thought that it's maybe the third party revealing itself and perhaps transforming all hybrids forcefully or giving them orders forcefully or something like that. But no, it's just Kafka's spidey senses tingling. My detection ability is going off when I haven't transformed. Yeah, because this motherfucker is emitting a very strong signal. The position of its core shifted. Yeah. The core just dodged. The core just dodged. And it's using high temperature steam. At least the area will be properly sterilized, I guess. Yeah, it's a big one. It's a big one. This is like a proper Dai Kaiju. This is the size I would expect from a Kaiju, right? Yeah, Kafka's gonna have to be involved. Or, again, they could do a little bit of a subversion here, and Kafka doesn't need to be involved. Because Soshiro, maybe with Kikoru's help, will manage, or maybe Mina will arrive and just shoot right through it with her big laser gun. Could also be something that happens. I don't know, we'll see. So far, though, every time a humanoid kaiju have appeared, Kafka had to fight it, so perhaps this time around it's also going to be the same. We'll see. We shall see. Man, what a fucking cliffhanger. On the other hand, not quite like a full proper cliffhanger, I guess, because we know more or less what's gonna happen. It like closed a chapter nicely. The like first stage of the boss is done. Sure, that chapter is closed. We can continue. So not as if they ended with the number 10 punching Soshiro and black screen. We don't know if he's dead or not. So not quite a cliffhanger. Alrighty then. Right. Very good episode. Very, very good episode. Man, I'm enjoying this show so much, honestly. Great characters. I love the teamwork they have. The teamwork that they find in friendly competition. I guess that would be the best way to put it. Right? There are some, jabs at each other. There's that competition between, for example, Haruichi and Aoi, right? But when push comes to shove, they fight together completely as a unit. Right? Aoi and Haruichi, for example, they don't argue about, I'm going to be the bait. No, I'm going to be bait. No, I'm going to be bait. No. One of them says, hey, I'm going to be the bait. You go shoot him. That's it. You owe me. Sure, a little bit of ribbing, a little bit of that friendly rivalry, but ultimately they work perfectly well together as a team. I cannot stress enough how much I appreciate it. Good shit. I love how Kikoru isn't... I really was afraid that she's going to be the archetype of a haughty Ojo-sama who's maybe overconfident in her abilities. No. She notices that, hey, my deficiency is... enemies up there. I have a melee weapon, can't exactly reach up to the sky. Reno, well, he uses cryo rounds. He proved to be good at bringing those enemies here, where I can hit them. Reno, you're coming with me. Again, with a little bit of friendly ribbing, if you can keep up, that is, right? But still, they're working together as a team. She's not haughty. Nobody is trying to shine here. Nobody's trying to... nobody's pining for the position of their captain or, nothing like that takes place here. Everybody's working perfectly well together. It's great. I really appreciate that about this show. Honestly, can't stress it enough again. Anything else about this episode? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really wonder what's the deal with number 10. Either it really is just an aimless, more or less aimless, hybrid who just was created by a parasite maybe and then just let loose, and he got into his head the concept of having to fight strong opponents, and he figured, oh, those people, they're fighting kaiju every day, they're probably very strong, so I'm going to go after them, they must have some strong opponents. I don't know if it's maybe him being directed there by someone, maybe, probably not number 9, but maybe, right? Like on the off chance. Maybe number 9, maybe some third party, maybe someone else, essentially tipping off number 10. Hey, I heard that that place has a very strong person there. Oh, you're probably not going to be able to defeat them. Let's be honest here. But hey, if you want to try, go there. And he did. Right? Maybe there's someone working from behind the scenes. I really get the vibe of someone working from behind the scenes. I'm just not sure who exactly. Could be a human-based organization. Maybe some organization who wants, I know, who's very heavily into transhumanism and believes that kaiju are the next step on human evolution. Something like that wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if it was aliens. Wouldn't surprise me if the nature of the kaiju itself was not quite what we believe it to be. Maybe, honestly, wouldn't surprise me if the kaiju were like native life forms on Earth, and humans arrived to Earth through the Atlantean spaceport millennia ago, or something like that. It's more in line with, I don't know, Symphogear, to be honest with you. But something, there has to be something more going in the background. That's the vibe I'm getting here. Anything else? I love Kikoru's introduction with her big-ass weapon. I really enjoy the trope of little girl, big weapon. That's a really cool thing, and it really fits her perfectly to a T. I just can't wait for the final battle with Red. I also have to wonder where the rest of this season is going to go, actually, right? Because assuming the next episode is the finale of the fight with Red, right? That would be a safe assumption, I'd say. The first form has been dealt with in the span of a single episode. I would assume episode 10 will be Kafka getting into the fray and defeating number 10. I just wonder what will be 11 and 12 in that case. I could see the fight being stretched a little bit into 11, but not like fully. So that still leaves us episode 12. I don't know. Not like in a bad way, right? But I'm just, wondering where this story, where this season is going to go exactly. And when are we getting information about season 2? Almost wanted to say season 3, but actually, you know what? Announce 2 and 3 at the same time, if you could, please. Thank you. What was the anime that got seasons 2 and 3, I believe, greenlit on like the same day? Was it? Shit, I can't remember. Nope. Oh, it was Shield Hero, wasn't it? I think, right? After season 1 ended, they announced that season 2 and 3 are happening at the same time, basically, right? Yeah, I think it was Shield Hero. I wouldn't mind something like that happening here as well. I honestly would not mind. Yeah, good shit. I'm liking this show very much. I'm having so much fun with it. And I hope we're gonna have much more fun with it still in upcoming episodes and upcoming seasons, hopefully. But right now, I guess that's gonna be it from me for today, but maybe you guys have something more to add on the topic of this episode. Tell me in the comments down below, what did you think of it, of my reaction, my theories, stuff like that. No spoilers, please. Spoilers can go to my Discord here, also in the description. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe to be notified of future videos, not only Kaiju No.8, but also Yuuki Yuuna, the second season will be starting soon on Patreon at least. Unnamed Memory, Sentai Daishikaku, Kaito, Otome, Spice and Wolf, plenty others coming in the future. Click the bell if you want to be notified when I go live, because I do stream sometimes. I will be or have been streaming Alchemy Stars today, in fact. Support the channel if you want monetarily on Patreon down below, where for $10 a month you get early access to non-seasonal shows like Yuuki Yuuna, and for just $1 you get a role on the Discord and a place in the credits. You can also support me directly via YouTube through memberships, super thanks, super chats. And if you don't want to spend any money whatsoever, you don't have to. Share my content, spread the word, it costs absolutely nothing and helps the channel a lot. And now, with all of that out of the way, that's gonna be it from me for today. So as always, you guys, do all the good stuff, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Cheers! And here's my wonderful Patreons: QB, Without a Net, Zerene, Yuki Ala, Ishtamu, Dr. Wort, Akamasar, Marsh, Fassel, and Hans Peter. And if you want to join them, you can do that without having to fight a big kaiju.